Please be seated. Welcome, and thank you for attending today's ceremony. I'm Thomas Schwartz, president of Drew University, and it is my honor to be here with you. I have made my remarks as part of the virtual ceremony, which hopefully you viewed Thursday evening. First, I want to recognize the graduating students. Would you please rise? And stay up. Next, would the families and guests of the graduates stand and be recognized? And would the faculty and staff who guided our students now stand? And now you should all applaud each other. We recognize that without each other, this day would not be possible. And thank you. Please be seated. I applaud you for your perseverance, your ability to adapt to challenges, and to overcome adversity. Those experiences will stand you in good stead, whatever life's challenges may be, and especially the challenges that you faced in the last year and being able to complete college under the circumstances. So I will simply re-emphasize what I said in my virtual commencement address. Let us focus on adding to the world's good by being a blessing to someone else, to honor those whose lives were cut short by the pandemic and who did not have as many chances as they should have to add to the world's good. And let us finally recognize all those workers upon whose service we so depend and bring good into their lives as well. And let us renew our commitment to help add to the nation's good by working to remove the vestiges of slavery, racism, and ethnic discrimination, and place the concept of alternate facts in the history books as a blip in the march of democracy. And I am now very pleased to welcome our Chief Marshal and faculty speaker for today's commencement, Assistant Professor of Political Science, Sanjay Mishra.
Thank you so much, President Swartz. Congratulations, graduate of 2021. Today is the day to celebrate your accomplishments. You have achieved something incredible despite very unique challenges that came your way. Out of the 8 regular semesters in your 4 years at Drew, majority of you finished almost 3 semesters in Zoom classes. When the pandemic hit, we as faculty did not know how to teach courses without being in the classroom, and you did not know how to learn course material without being in the classroom. As a liberal arts institution, we take pride in our classroom settings, in our small classroom settings, and our close engagement with students. COVID-19 took that away from us. But what it could not take away was your resilience. You made it possible for us, the faculty, to reinvent ourselves and be almost equally effective in the virtual teaching mode. You are kind and patient and quietly encouraging when we fumbled through our Zoom screen sharing, when we could not play the audio, and when we took longer than usual to put you into the breakout rooms and messed up in the process. You always wrote in the Zoom chat, encouraging us, don't worry, take your time, and you are doing great. I want to celebrate the kindness you have shown to your professors, your classmates, and your friends in these challenging times while you were also in a very difficult situation. You made the cliche, we are in this together, a lived reality. As President Swartz noted, I am a professor of political science and international relations. So it should not come as a surprise if I use politics to make sense of the world that you are entering into after finishing your undergraduate degree at Drew. A big part of what we impart in our classrooms at Drew is critical thinking and compassion. Critical thinking means questioning the received wisdom, the common sense and conventional way of understanding the world around us. And compassion requires putting yourself in someone else's shoes and see the world from their vantage point. Your time at Drew has seen momentous changes in the world around us. The most obvious one is the pandemic, whose impact we feel in our everyday living, but there are other changes that are significant too. In the last 1 year, since the killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, we have seen one of the most powerful mobilizations in the post-civil rights movement period. The mobilization against racial inequality, institutional racism, and police violence against black and brown Americans. The multiracial protests gave us a window into the possibilities of American democracy. People of different races coming together and asking to solve one of the most intractable problems of American democracy, what W.E.B. Du Bois called the problem of the color line. The movement for racial equality points to the tragedy of American democracy, but also underlines the possibilities, whether in terms of mass mobilization or in the historic election of the first black and Asian American woman, Kamala Devi Harris, as the vice president. You are entering into a world that calls upon you to engage with such difficult questions, and you have to find your moral compass to be a part of this social transformation. A very famous Drew alum, Reverend William Barber, who gave the commencement address in 2017, said the following, and I quote here, "In every generation, we must have moral defibrillators who recognize when the nation has a heart problem, who recognize when we are suffering from moral arrhythmia, and choose to use their lives in non-violent methods to shock the heart and the soul of this nation," end of quote. Reverend Barber has always provided us the moral compass. You are going into the world full of injustices of all kinds, both national and global, but also full of people who want to challenge that more than ever. As someone who grew up in India, I am witnessing the impact of global inequality in my own life. I'm standing here fully vaccinated, one of the privileged few in the world. The place where I live, United States, is getting very close to vaccinating half of its population, but only 2% of the population in India is fully vaccinated. The country is currently being ravaged by the spread of COVID-19. The global inequality is likely to be accentuated through this pandemic and afterwards. We need a moral and political compass to make sense of this inequality. I want to end by quoting from a commencement speech that Toni Morrison gave in 2004 at Wellesley College, and she captures what I want to say. She was talking about the life story that each of the graduates was going to write as they finished their college. She said, and I quote here, "Being your own story means you can always choose the tone. It also means that you can invent the language to say who you are and what you mean. But then, I'm a teller of stories and therefore an optimist, a believer in the ethical bend of the human heart, a believer in the mind's disgust with fraud and its appetite for truth, a believer in the ferocity of beauty. So from my point of view, which is that of a storyteller, I see your life as already artful, waiting, just waiting, and ready for you to make it art," end of quote. We sincerely hope that we have given you the tools to write your own story and make your own mark on the world. We have great confidence in you, not only because you are Drew graduates, but primarily because we have seen your determination, your resilience, your creativity, your compassion, and sensitivity in the last 1 year. It is your resilience in the face of a challenging year that gives us confidence that each of you is going to write a unique story as you leave Drew and make a place for yourself in the world outside. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm so proud of what you have accomplished, the class of 2021.
Thank you, Professor Mishra. Good afternoon. I am Jessica Lakin, the University Provost, and I am pleased to begin the conferral of degrees and the awarding of diplomas. Before we do that, I would like to acknowledge the special honors and recognition that has been previously awarded to our graduates based on their academic accomplishments. Their names can be found along with these awards and honors on the commencement website. Graduates, please remain seated until you are invited to rise and come to the platform. Once you've received your diploma, you'll return to your seats. We appreciate all of our guests ensuring that each graduate's name can be heard and that their friends and family can view their graduate by celebrating appropriately. President Schwartz, I am honored to present the Drew University Class of 2021 from the College of Liberal Arts. Their faculty and I recommend them to you. I now call upon the Dean of the College, Ryan Hendricks, to present the candidates.
Good afternoon. I am Ryan Hendricks, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Before I present the candidates, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge 3 distinct groups of outstanding scholars graduating today. As I introduce each group of scholars, I ask that all members of that group rise while I briefly explain why they are being honored. Would our Baldwin Honors Scholars please rise and remain standing? This demanding 4-year program admits academically strong students emphasizing scholarship, leadership, and global citizenship. Students must maintain a 3.5 GPA and complete a full-year senior thesis experience. Congratulations. Thank you. Please be seated. Would our civic scholars please rise? Drew University actively supports students who show extraordinary commitment to community service by offering civic engagement scholarships. Drew Civic Scholars complete 100 hours or more of service annually and participate in special classes, workshops, and off-campus service projects. Congratulations. Thank you. Please be seated. Would all graduating seniors who have been elected to membership in Phi Beta Kappa please rise? Phi Beta Kappa is our nation's oldest academic honor society. Students inducted for membership must have GPAs in the top 10% of their class, must have taken a sufficient breadth of courses, study a foreign language through the intermediate level, and be able to demonstrate an appropriate level of mathematics. Congratulations. Now I'm wondering, do we have any students who have all 3 of those recognitions? If so, please rise. Thank you. You may be seated. And now, will all candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees please rise? President Schwartz, I have the high honor of presenting to you candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. After completion of their rigorous courses of study, the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts recommends them for this degree.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by authority of the Board of Trustees of Drew University, I confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. I invite each of you to the platform to receive your diploma. Please be seated until your row is directed by the marshals to rise and proceed to the platform.
Charlotte Elizabeth Grimm. Damaris Ann Zola. Sarah Elizabeth Gass. Charlotte Sophia Strasberg. Teresa Emily Valancourt. Sean William Backey. Sarah Elizabeth Hurley. Jenna Lynn Lee. Ryan Joseph LaRocca. Nathaniel Stewart Race. Andrew H. Strometz. Cole Alexander Bosch. Marissa Nicole McGaffney. Sarah Elizabeth Racine. Madison Emily Dujetz. Taylor Haywood Gates. Derek Lobo. John Nathan Pina de la Hoz. Antonio Oliveira. Cameron Miranda Mayo. Julia Lee Caracappa. Jenna Sophia Churchio. Kyle John Tamburi. Camila Tobin. Thomas John Burr. James Jeremy Kalin. Jose Garcia. Justin Ellis. Carl Raska. Jack Henry Taroni. Kelsey Ann Kessler. Haley Nicole Lara. Travis R. King. David Jamnick. Maria Reedy. Martha Kochanowski. Tyreek Onse. Emilio Buttress. Rebecca Erin Schumann. Max Emilio Drucker. Brett Thomas Cheadle. Christopher T. Coltus. Audrey L. Kellyar. Luca Rampazzo. Adriana Noel Rodriguez. Lauren Maria Casella. Bryn Mapstone Grawny. Racina Sarkis Sanchez Navarro. Noemi Zabala. Michelle Marie Nestor. Jasmine L. Vera. Stephanie M. Burns. Christina Marie Zahn. Mandy Cheng. Tiago Felipe Torres. Papaya Sarpong. Joy Musiawa Kalua. David Boateng. Terrell Wilson. Maria Ezhakova. Maria Rose Amador. Jordan S. Staubach. Kate Leela Fulton John. Jamie S. Roth. Christine Morgan Bradshaw. Lynette Marie Cruz. Nathan A. Milgram. Terry Lucas Metellus. Gabrielle Marie Pecoraro. Jordan Tyree Hubbard. Michael Scott McGeeney. Abigail Olivia Brickner. Jonathan Mikado Bronander. Brianna Louise Scotty. Haley Marie Tecchio. Burak Karioglu. Minyoung Rowe. Leo Schmalik. Yida Meireli Ramirez Alvarado. Antoine Isaguirre. Dennis Stein. Deja Santana. Peace O. Okeola. Alexa Ann Fitzgerald. Diana Dimitra Karamurtopoulos. Ryman Goes Curtis. Ryan Steven Strauss. Brianna Nicole Perone. Emma Marie McAfee. Julia Matrea Kenner. Cassandra Louise Allen. Grace Anuoluwapo Odunsi. Emily Kathleen Graves. Mila Seidensticker Schneider. Sarah Zoe Lewis. Jana Danielle Fadler. Julia A. Ramos. Cecilia Michelle Croft. Christy Ann Fleshman. Tatiana Toussaint. Oren Ray Williams, Jr. Delaney Lynette Hughes. Kira E. Husbands. Jeremy Roy Ramon Johnson. Malachi Todd Walker. Nora Jane Anton. Catherine Ann Clancy. Lisa R. Stites. Brian A. Hartanto. Jeremy Ferreira. Shadea Charisma Tucker. Morgan Santoro. Ava Teresa Valentino. Aria Bondre.
Congratulations to all of our graduates and the family and friends who have joined us today. Class of 2021, rise. Please move your tassels from the right to the left to signify completion of your degree. You are prepared to give with not just the knowledge you have learned here at Drew, but with a commitment to your community, a desire to engage in lifelong learning, and the goal of making the world a better place. As you go forward, I encourage you to follow our university motto, freely you have received, freely give. I want to thank everyone for joining us today at this in-person, thankfully, commencement ceremony. I wish you all continued health and safety. Please remain at your seats until the platform party has recessed. The graduates will be directed out of the stadium by marshals and will be able to meet their guests out over on campus. As you continue the rest of your day on campus, please be mindful of Drew University's safety protocol. I now invite everyone else to stand and join us for the alma mater.